Hi there, and welcome to episode 4 of using Advanced Find to create views in CRM 2011. Views in CRM are effectively a saved lookup. Let's have a look at some of the views here, the system views. So you've got a drop down arrow. The top part is the system views, and the bottom ones here are the personal views. The system views looks exactly like this. It's effectively a lookup to show all active contacts, and I've displayed the order they want to see. So if I want to create my own personal view, I just go down to create personal view here. And this can be done the same as clicking the advanced find button. Matter of fact, I'll do that right now. Let's just get out of that, click on advanced find, and I want to create my own new view. So let's just try this out. Let's click on new. Today I want to create a view, let's just say, for people that we've actually contacted today. So my salespeople have made some phone calls and I want to know who they've actually called. So first and foremost, we're looking for the contacts, the actual people, right, that they've actually rang. Not the accounts, which is the companies, but the actual contacts within the companies. So we start off by contacts. Then we next say is, let's just make sure that these contacts are active. So we say status equals, click on the button here, and select active. Next I want to look up the activity, which is the phone call. I say I want to look up the activity regarding. I choose the activity type, which I know is a phone call. And I want to say the date that it was created, which equals, you can have a number of choices here. You can say on, after, today, tomorrow, next 7 days. But for now I want to say that the call's made today. Now that's my lookup here. Before I save the lookup, let's have a look at what the results bring us. And I can see that I've had 4 calls that are made today. At the moment it only says full name and business phone number, but I actually want to see a little bit more detail than that. So I can go back to advanced find. I want to edit the columns. This again will show me the full name and business phone number. I want to add more columns, so I can actually click on add columns here. And I want to see further details about the contact. So I can add things like email address. I can add things like, let's say what state they're in. I can add things like their parent company perhaps. Parent customer, sorry. And who is the owner of that account. That'll do for now. And that now gives me all the extra columns that I want to see. And I can actually say, well, the address is not going to be that short, so I can actually alter the length of that. So I'll click on change properties and I increase that to 300 pixels. I can say the email address was also is not going to be that small, so I want to have it at 200 pixels. And I can even say, you know what, I want to have the parent customer closer to the front. So I'll just click on the arrow, and you'll see that moving towards the front, next to where the full name is. And now select OK. I'm going to save that view, and I'm going to say people contacted today. Press OK. Now I can close that, go back into my views here, and there it is there. So every time I wanted to see the people that I've contacted today, or my sales manager wants to see the people I've contacted today, he can just go to that view and it will always come up in that order that I requested before. As you can see, I need to actually adjust the parent customer details to be a little bit wider, which I could easily go back in and adjust that at a later date. If I want to change the view from people contacted today to the people that I haven't contacted in the last 3 months, I go back to advanced find. I'd actually have a look at the saved views. I've only got one saved view there, so that's why that one came up. Click on that. I can adjust the details by clicking on the details button here. And I can say not for the date that not for today, but I can say something that's, let's say, older than X amount of months, and I can put a value to that as 3, and then I'll click on. So my null results here show that either all my contacts have actually been contacted within the last 3 months, or I don't have sufficient data, which is the fact in this case. So let's do one more view. Let's create another view because I want to know who are the people that I'm dealing with that are business owners. So I click on new. Again, I want to have the status equal active, because obviously if I deactivate some of the contacts, I don't want to actually see the results on that. So the status equals active. I select what their job title is. So click on job title, and I personally like to use the lookup say contains. So I'll click on contains. I'll enter in the text, and it could be owner. And again, I look at my results, and these are all the business owners that I'm dealing with. Same again, I can alter the lookup as I described before, but for now I just want to save that as business owners. So when I go back to my lookup, I've now got business owners as a lookup, and they're all my business owners that I deal with. So let's do another two more advanced finds and actual creation of views to give you an idea. So we're now in the opportunity section. I want to create a new personal view, and I want this to say, show me whether my rating of my opportunities is equals number 1 equals hot. I want to see the hot deal so I can close them off nice and quickly. And let's just say we want to narrow that down where the estimated revenue is, let's say, greater than 500,000, and the status, I want to make sure it's current, is in progress. Let's just have a look at the results on that. So that shows me that I've got 4 deals on the go that are hot and that are over $500,000. So that's very handy to know that I'm working on, hot deals at any one time. As usual, I'll go back into Save As, create a new view called Hot Deals greater than 500k. Click OK, close that, check out my views, and there it is. Again, at any time I go back to my views, it'll always be there. So they're my people contacted today view. I've got my business owner view. I can go back into opportunity and have a look at my hot deals over 500,000. So these views are for life, effectively. Okay, so let's do one more view to tie in what we did in our last episode. So I want to do one for an account. Okay, I want to create a new view, personal view. I always like to start off with the owner, as I said before. The owner, okay, equals current user, that's great. And the status, status equals active. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to have a look at the state and province, where that equals WA. So before I go on, let's just have a quick look at what we've got. Nothing. Let's go back and have a look why that is the case. Okay, so what we see is the owner equals the current user. I'm not listed here as an owner of these accounts, so we need to change that so that it actually equals Jill Frank. My apologies. We'll click on Terry Adams because he's an owner of the Washington accounts. Remove Jill Frank, press OK, and look at our results. And there we have a result. Well, that's good. That's a good start. Now what I want to do is I want to add the city that equals Redmond, and I would like to add the city as well that equals Seattle. But if I try this lookup, you'll find that I don't get anything. But I know that there are accounts in Washington, Seattle and Redmond, so what I need to go back and have a look why. And the reason is I've got a city that equals Redmond and a city that equals Seattle, and that's kind of conflicting against each other. So what I need to do is highlight this row and highlight this row and say going to be group of looking at Redmond or Seattle. Now if I look at the results, bang, I've got all my people in Washington Redmond and Washington Seattle. Now to tie into the episode 3 where we got to bulk edit details, let's select all. We're going to edit it. I want everything to say Washington instead of having it as WA that I previously had. Now that's returning a blank lookup. It's because I've changed it from WA to Washington. So now go back and say let's something that contains WA, and now I should get all those results back. If I open that up, and now you'll see everything has been changed to Washington. Okay, so I hope that helped you with using the powerful Advanced Find feature to create views in Dynamics CRM 2011. I look forward to bringing you more informational videos, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask XRM Solutions by emailing xrm@xrmsolutions.com.au. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos so that we know that you like them. Thanks, and until next time, I hope you enjoy familiarising yourself with CRM 2011.